Hey everybody, I'm JT here with Fun in Motion Toys, and I'm here with Robert Becker, the inventor of HyperTiles, the hyperbolic paraboloids that you can build with. One of the coolest things ever. I've been obsessed, and I got a question for you, Robert. You said something to me earlier today about chirality. I want to know, what is that?
So, I actually lied to you a little while ago when I said there were just two ways, I lied to everyone, two ways to connect two tiles flush with one another. I said there was spiral.
Sure.
And I said there was zigzag. There's a third way, spiral.
What's the difference between that spiral and the spiral before it?
Aha, I'm glad you asked. There are two different spirals, and you probably didn't notice it, but I'll put them out here to prove that to you, okay? Let's look at these three examples of blue-red spiral, okay? Here, we'll organize them. Two of those are different than the third.
Okay.
Can you see how these two are exactly the same?
Yeah.
One way of saying this, they're superimposable.
Yes.
Okay? And I'm not even talking about color. I can switch this around. They're still superimposable. These could be two blue, two red, doesn't matter. But I thought with two different colors it'd be a better illustration. So
Yeah.
These are the same. These two are not. A good way of describing these two is that they are mirror images.
Okay. So we've got either a superimposable or a mirror image
Right.
relationship between the two tiles.
These are two mirror images that you cannot superimpose. I put the red ones on top, the blue ones aren't in the right spot. There's nothing I can do to make these two things. And again, forget about the colors. I can't superimpose these. They are chiral. And as it goes away from me, I see it going to the left. This is a left-handed spiral, counterclockwise, okay? As it goes away from me. You're saying, what if I turn it around? You ready for this?
Yeah.
It still is a spiral that as it goes away from me, corkscrews to the left.
It's almost
counterclockwise.
like a screw.
It is totally like a screw. And that's important because imagine you have a box of screws and they're all the correct, let's say, left-handed screw, and then there's one that's right-handed. You probably wouldn't even notice it. You wouldn't notice it's different
Whoa.
until you tried to use it. Yes. And it would no longer be righty-tighty, it'd be lefty-tighty, which doesn't even sound right. That's called chirality, these two things. And what does that play a role in? Molecules in chemistry that are mirror images, like your two hands are.
Okay, well let me ask you something then. What does chirality have to do with building with HyperTiles?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. You're saying, what difference does it make? It doesn't make a difference for some structures. Think about this thing's mirror image. It would be the exact same thing. This one is not chiral. So for a lot of these structures, if I build that, I don't have to pay any attention to which way I built each one of these. They fit no matter what, okay?
Agreed.
Okay, not chiral. But here's an example. In this one, which has pinwheels, every one of these pinwheels is rotating
To the right.
to the right. Every one of them. If I accidentally made one going the wrong way, which I would do if I weren't being careful, I mean 50-50 chance, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit into this pattern. It would be a kink in it. And it would be even worse in some cases. You ready for this? This is kind of fun. This is called a bihelicoidal tube. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's made up of, you can see it, two spirals, which we kind of fasten together, a purple and an orange one. So, you ready for this? Right there, are those two the same, or are they mirror images?
They're the same.
They are the same. I have a third one here that is,
That, obviously a mirror image.
it is a mirror image.
Yeah.
For this construction project, I actually want to use two that are mirror images, okay?
Okay.
This project involves, I think I might have left one of the tiles off here. These two mirror images, right?
Yes.
I want that so when I connect these, I get something that, you ready for this?
Whoa.
Can stand. And you see how it spirals like this away?
Yeah.
The left and the right spiraling and counteracting each other and allowing it to stand like a bihelicoidal archway.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
That would be lovely at a wedding.
What if I weren't paying attention to that and I didn't have them spiral opposite ways? Whoops, watch what happens when I try to get to stand. Doesn't work, okay? Another place it ends up. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Put this over here. In this structure and this one. You're saying, wait, there's no spiral there. There isn't, but there's a chirality. These triangular prisms, in as much as they involve one corner overlapping another, so this is, for instance, left side over right. Every one of these has to be that way, left over right, for this structure to work.
Interesting.
So if I want to call left over right, I could call that going away from me. It's kind of corkscrewing to the right. So every one of these triangular prisms is right-handed. And that's what makes this work. If I put a left-handed one in there, no go. I can kind of show that with these two. These two right here, they look identical. At first glance, you think same thing. But we'll look really carefully. They're mirror images that are not going to be superimposable. And I don't care about flipping this one over, it doesn't matter. These are still non-superimposable mirror images, they're chiral. If I try to put this in this structure, no go. But, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
My hexagonal hex tube depends on using some left and some right.
Interesting.
All my yellow, red, and blue ones, my primary colors are, let's see, left-handed. And all my secondary colors, the purples, greens, and oranges, are right-handed.
Let me make sure I understand this. Sometimes you want to use the application of chirality to get everything to be able to build a structure symmetrically. And in order to build the structure symmetrically, you have to honor the chirality.
I love that. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Honor the chirality.
In some structures, and it all has to be the same.
This one, it all has to be the same.
In other structures, you use combinations of the superimposable and the mirror image.
That's a good way of putting it. Yep.
To make an organized sculpture.
Yeah, and this is very organized. All these,
Yeah.
all those are left-handed, and the ones in between are right-handed. Have it go like A, B, A, B, A, B, around like that. And for my little arc,
You used a mirror image chirality.
the whole thing had to be in one side, a mirror image of the other, otherwise it wouldn't stand.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thanks so much for that, Rob. I love chirality and everything about it. I love how much I continue to learn about geometry from HyperTiles.
Totally.
So thanks for that. Thank you guys for watching. We can't wait to see what you create.